Hey, what's up? This is Joe. This video is going to take you through some of my experiences of trying to get back on a bike after a long time off dealing with an injury, and in the meantime, living a minimalist existence in my Honda Element in the woods of southern Appalachia. If you're just tuning into this channel, I've essentially been living off the back of a motorcycle for the last 7 years, traveling, camping, and trying to live as cheaply as possible, which includes doing most of my own maintenance and repairs. I've got a soft spot for good food, and I enjoy studying foreign languages and playing music when I'm not editing videos to post on YouTube. A big freaking snapping turtle, man. Geez, this is starting to sound like an online dating profile. Did I mention I also enjoy sunsets and long walks on the beach? Anyway, a messed up shoulder had been keeping me off a bike for the last several months, and I'd recently been living out of and fixing up a Honda Element I'd picked up in Charleston, South Carolina on the way back from Bike Week. The Element had proven to be just about the perfect vehicle to live out of, but still, there was something missing. By this point, I was about 4 weeks into a dedicated physical therapy regimen, and the results were good enough that I was feeling optimistic about doing some longer rides. It really kind of blew my mind since a mere 2 months ago, even moving this motorcycle was all but impossible. There are still some of the exercises of the physical therapy that I'm just unable to do, period. But we're dialing it back for the next few weeks to one session a week, which is like such a relief because now I can sort of wander around and because I just get tired of being in the same place all the time. It just kind of drives me absolutely crazy. It's just something after 7 years of traveling and living that kind of a lifestyle. If I'm not traveling, I feel like I'm just dying to be melodramatic, but that is kind of how I feel. So anyway, doing a couple of things on this, checking the tires, checking the oil, refreshing my memory about this Totoro automatic chain oiler, and getting that dialed in as much as possible. So for any of y'all who might just be tuning in because you found my Honda Element stuff, you can almost think about it as kind of the motorcycle equivalent of the Honda Element. It's extremely versatile, extremely practical, easy to work on. I got just a ridiculous amount of storage space in here that opens up into this giant trunk in much the same way that the Honda Element is sort of like the ultimate camping car. This to me is kind of the ultimate camping motorcycle. All right, where is everything? This thing is in total disarray. I've been kind of taking stuff off of it and, wires and random stuff. Picking stuff off it to go in the car. But, so I got to kind of get everything squared away. All the stuff I need because I'm planning to take a little bit of a longer trip here pretty soon and just kind of see how my shoulder does, just kind of slowly get back into it is the idea. Be nice if I could remember how to check the tires. This is my Slime digital tire pressure gauge. I like this one. They seem to last forever. 35. 40.5 in the back. I love this motorcycle. You missed me, didn't you, girl? Yes, I missed you too. I know. Some people might find that funny, but I'm dead serious. When I say that they like the attention, kind of like some other things in life. And that's a very encouraging thing to see. My ride power voltmeter at 14.6, solid with the bike idling. So She's a charging. All right, the way you check the coolant level on this bike is to have the engine running and the bike be at normal operating temperature, and then kind of get in there and take a look at the reservoir. I'm going to see if I can do it without removing this plastic off the bottom. It's definitely above the lower level, so that's good. I think this oil was changed about 2,000 miles ago, according to my maintenance records, which I'm pretty good about. So, yeah. Oil's good. Hopefully, she's happy and we'll be running fine until the next thing breaks. So I think I'm gonna get on this beautiful steed and go for a ride somewhere. After about 4 months off the bike, it sure felt good to be doing some actual riding again. As much time as I've spent on this bike, there really wasn't a whole lot of adjustment period, although I planned on practicing some low-speed parking lot maneuvers to refresh my skills, something I still do periodically to stay sharp and make sure I have as much control of the bike as possible. Well, this definitely turned into a longer ride than I had initially anticipated. I have good days and bad days. On the good days, I feel like, oh hell, I'm just ready to hit the road, and then I'll have a bad day where it's like, feels like the slightest gust of wind will blow my arm out of the socket. So I'm not quite ready yet, but the overall trend has been pretty positive up to this point. Bike is absolutely running great. I'm going to do a little bit more riding and then head home and get in the element and look for somewhere to camp for the night. All right, Walmart parking lot tonight. Basically, I heard a noise that I didn't really like coming from under the car, and so I pulled into the Walmart parking lot, and I realized instantly what the problem was. Basically, at Zach's, after that coolant leak, I had decided to leave off my plastic splash guard off the bottom, which has got a million different plastic pins that go in it, and as a result, a bunch of the plastic was wiggling around and stuff like that, so I had to get under there and put some zip ties in, and luckily I had a bunch of those plastic pins left over. Anyway, it's about 10 o'clock p.m. now. I've just been running constantly ever since I got this car, doing all kinds of little repairs and fixing stuff up and making stuff for it, and you name it, man. And so I need a little bit of downtime, so I'm going to sit down and read my book. See you later. Well, I've stayed at a Love's truck stop, my friend Zach's garage, and a Walmart parking lot, and it's just about time to get back in the woods. So I'm probably going to head to that spot that I've been using in between the two pine trees, just simply because it's one of the closest spots I know about. The fact that I was able to do that long motorcycle ride yesterday was a really encouraging sign, because I couldn't have done that a couple of months ago. After stocking up on supplies, I steered the Honda Element back into the woods. We'd gotten a significant amount of rain over the last few days, so the ride into the National Forest was going to be interesting to say the least. Oop, bottomed out. I'm gonna have to think about getting a lift on this thing. I think if I'm already bottoming out, it's just gonna get worse as these tires wear out. Getting the fire going is going to be fun because everything is a hell of a lot wetter than it was a few days ago. All right, so I got a whole bunch of newspaper down there, and then some pine needles, which are the best thing in the world for getting a fire going. Even though they're a little bit wet, they've still got all that pine sap. I'm actually going to cheat a little bit and use a couple of scoops of this coconut oil just to kind of keep it going. I'll be kind of amazed if this continues to burn because everything's soaking wet. Spending a lot of time in the woods without the distractions of the internet really gives a person time to sit back and reflect on things. For the last 7 years, I'd been spending my winters in some of the cheapest countries on the planet, and in doing so, I developed both a deep appreciation for my own culture as well as a visceral loathing for the things I disliked. As I was sitting here tending the fire, a couple of things came to mind. The quality of popular music to me is, it's been really depressing ever since the late 90s. I've kind of just completely unplugged from whatever's popular because I listen to it and it's very formulaic. There's a lot of really good music that was born in America. You got jazz, rhythm and blues, country music, super creative musical art forms, but don't take it to the bank. I'm just a guy living either on a motorcycle or out of a Honda Element, so what do I know? And if you're interested in seeing more of my international adventures and observations and stuff like that, be sure to check out my other channel, Vagabond Abroad. I've got a good handful of videos on there now, traveling around in other countries and trying different foods, making different observations and stuff like that. That's going nicely now. Definitely coconut oil is a good thing to have. Well, before I do anything else, it has been a long ass day and I'm really hungry, so I'm eating. This is beef taco meat that was on sale, and I got some diced green chilies to go in there, and then my usual garlic and boulder salt. All right, man, that looks good. So it's about 11 a.m. now. I've just been kind of hanging out here. No cell service to speak of, which is so nice. I can't even begin to tell you. Just taking a detox from all the phone and all the bullshit that goes with it. So anyway, I'm pretty much doing the whole thing again. Going back into town, charging my laptop, looking at my phone again, All right, I don't think it'll be a problem, but I'm going to go ahead and fold those in just in case. For squeezing through those couple of trees up there. After a productive day in town chopping together another video, I hopped back on the bike and later headed over to my buddy Zach's place to check out a new toy he'd just picked up and see what was on the grill. Here we go. Oh yeah, baby. Man, that's making my steaks look bad.
No, it's just a hot grill, brother.
All right, he just picked this up. What is it, a
2014 Triumph Tiger Explorer XC 1200.
1200. How many miles on it?
26,000.
Wow. Man, that's clean.
It's clean, isn't it?
God. Guy must have just rode on the road.
It's clean, dude.
Yep, Zach is one hell of a cook. Actually, a much better cook than I am. Those are some beautiful steaks, bro. But actually, you started out in the restaurant business. You started at Roadhouse at what age?
19.
You were 19, you started there. 8 years later, you buy the business.
Yeah.
Or buy that chain, that franchise.
Yeah,
it's a franchise, right? I mean,
Kinda.
like where you're the owner, but it's part of a...
Yeah.
We're only going to put this on the
Part
menu
owner.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Certain-
I have to follow their menu, their thing.
And damn, how long did you do that?
I was 3 months shy of 20 years.
He's got a lot of really fascinating and enlightening stories about working in the restaurant business that we're not going to get into on this video, but just
Don't do it.
you can use your imagination, man. But yeah, unfortunately, he was one of the many guys out there around, what was it, 2022 or 2021?
We went from 120 employees to 37 overnight.
You went from 120 employees to 37 overnight.
Overnight.
Simply because
They shut down.
no
in-house
restaurant
dining.
seating.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he was just one of those guys that just got absolutely screwed. Anyway, long story short, now he's a pawn shop owner.
Yeah.
All right, he's got some kind of a product he raves about called Potato Slayer. And so I just have to try and see what it's like to... That is a thing of beauty. All right, I'm going to take his Triumph Explorer for a spin.
Oh, punch in.
Oh, the clutch has got to be in?
Yeah, clutch.
The bike was 12 years old and ran like it just rolled off the showroom floor. The amount of power generated at the slightest touch of the throttle was truly astounding. Oh yeah,
It does have a nice front.
that thing is a rocket ship, dude.
Ain't it cool looking?
God.
Dude?
She's got plenty of power.
She's got a twitchy throttle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which you're probably already used to, but you know, you get used to that. It is a 3-cylinder. I like to get these foam grip covers. Feel these. Just put your hand on that.
Oh, man.
You see how much more comfortable that is? Those are like $10. This might sound weird to a lot of people, but although I was now mobile again and the car and the bike were running decently for the time being, I was starting to go stir crazy. When your stomping grounds include much of the continental United States, Mexico, and Southeast Asia, being in one place for too long just don't feel right. Restlessly, I headed up another back road leading into the national forest to see if I could stake out a new spot. Well, I'm out off another road looking for some more potential places to camp and not really seeing anything. There's another gravel road going further into the mountains, which I may check out, or I may just go back to the spot that I've been using. But this is an absolutely beautiful spot, and I could probably camp here. But I kind of like the more secluded areas kind of further away from the road. Well, I think we have a winner. Yeah. Nice little fire pit. This is not a very well-traveled road, I don't think. But, man, I just love living this way. and being in the woods, just so nice and peaceful. Coming out into the national forest like this, and it's not too far away from town. Right, yeah, I don't think this road is nearly as traveled as the road leading to where I've been staying. That place where you got to squeeze between the two trees. Ooh, man, this is a very nice spot. Half tempted to come up here, about a half a mile up the road from my other spot. Absolutely beautiful fire pit. Plenty of wood already cut. This is a bit of all right. The reason why I don't think this is as well traveled as that other road is because I don't really see a lot of hiking trails crisscrossing. All right, well, as you can see, I splurged and moved to the prettier spot. I'll probably drive even up into here and be even more out of the way. But I almost like being parked right there just so nobody else pulls in here. Man's got to have his quiet time. So I think what I'm going to do is salt up some steaks and get something to eat. All right, got some more of these gorgeous chuck eye steaks. A bit of boulder salt and some garlic powder, which is blowing all over creation. It's windy. That's always a good sound. This is the second day I forgot to buy a sponge at the store, so even though I have it on my list. So I'm going to boil all the crap off of this, and that'll make it easier to clean. It's been a long day. Let me tell you something, I love this tailgate. It just makes life so much easier. The one downside of this spot is no access to running water, so you gotta be really sparing. So I just kind of wiped that off because I got a big roll of paper towels. Wiped it off with that and then kind of just soaped it up. And just using the absolute minimum amount of water. Normally I wouldn't be washing the dishes right next to my camp. That's it. Definitely doing it out of a car is a little bit of a change of pace, but I'm enjoying it, to be completely honest with you. I hope you find these videos interesting. I prefer being on a motorcycle, obviously, but this is fun. Not doing a fire tonight, I don't think. Don't really feel like I need a fire, and it's kind of time consuming. It's just an extra thing that kind of I don't really have time for because I've had a lot of video editing to do. I typically don't even make a fire at all. It's certainly like stealth camping on a motorcycle. You're not going to start a fire because you're just going to make your position that much more obvious. This has ended up being a phenomenal spot, man. There's only been one other car driving down here, but sun's going down, obviously, so I'm going to get some more steps in and kind of explore some more down on this gravel road and see what else is here. There's another really nice pullout, which would make a nice spot for a night. Oh yeah. Nice little fire pit. This is pretty cool, actually. Man, here's another really nice spot. A little further back in there. Wow, this is just a gem of an area. I imagine it's pretty busy during hunting season. It's even got a cool bench that somebody made right next to the fire. Honestly, it's way the hell up in the mountains, but doesn't seem likely that people come up here very often. All right, sounds like a stream down in there. I see some kind of a blue knapsack or something like that. Maybe somebody was hunting right there and left it behind. So if I can find an easy way down there, I'll go investigate. File this under things I should not be doing with a messed up shoulder. Don't tell my physical therapist. I smell a dead animal. Well, there's the culprit right there. Nothing too exciting at all, unfortunately. I was half expecting to stumble upon the remains of some unfortunate hunter or something out here, and that was his pack maybe. But particularly when I started smelling that horrible stench coming down here, but something has definitely passed up here. And is currently running the course of returning to the elements. But as to what and where it is, I can't say. But it stinks. Just heard something crashing through the woods. Must have heard me. Could be anything. Bear, deer, Bigfoot. Could even be that damn skunk ape. I ain't gonna lie, the vibe up here was pretty damn weird. I had a constant feeling of being watched, and by the time I got back to the car, it was pitch dark. All right, I'm almost back to the car, and as I was walking down the gravel road and kind of thinking about it, I think the only logical explanation for that smell of decaying body was it could only be the remains of the victim of a werewolf. So that moon looks pretty full tonight, so oh geez, hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Amazingly, when I woke up the next morning, I was still alive, and it was obvious the werewolf had been intimidated by the Honda Element and decided to seek another victim. Well, I think I know where I'm coming back tonight. This is just gorgeous out here. There's been a total of 3 cars ever since I got here yesterday afternoon on the road. So peaceful, quiet. So now I think I'm going to run into town, get some supplies, get a little bit of a charge on my laptop, and we'll see you back here later, I guess. Overall, my early efforts of getting back on the bike had been encouraging, but I still had a lot of work to do before making the jump back into full-time motorcycle vagabond life. Living out of the element might not have been quite as exciting, but it was a hell of a good ride and got me pretty much where I wanted to go. The weather at this point was just starting to warm up, and with the increase in temperature came the promise of spring and new adventures just over the horizon. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I've included an optional donate link in the drop box below for anyone who might like to contribute to this project. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.